This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Hey guys, I gotta give Disney this much. Their marketing people are geniuses. Why? Because they somehow convinced audiences that Descendants needed to be a franchise.
Now, to be fair, the first movie had to establish characters and their backstories and their motivations. It had its rocky moments, to be sure. But now that that's all out of the way, maybe the next one will be better.
And you call me an optimist. Let's take a look at Descendants 2. Ugh. I'm sorry for being a cranky old man, but I seriously don't get it. How did this get beyond just being a one-off? It's amazing enough that it ever made it into production without someone saying, "Hey, doesn't this strike you as, I don't know, incredibly stupid?"
I still maintain that the ongoing saga of the children of these classic villains has potential. Maybe since the first one, these writers have actually watched some Disney movies to get a better feel for what these characters are supposed to be.
Uh-huh. We open on the movie, once again, flip-flopping on whether these kids are evil or just misunderstood, as Mal daydreams about her and her friends being rotten to the core again.
Crashing the party, guess they lost my invitation. Friendly reminder, got my own kind of persuasion.
Not only are these kids corrupting the entire school with these bewitched apples, we also have Jay throwing them at people. Nope, totally not Aladdin.
You like it, steal it, gotta beat 'em to the treasure. A rite of passage, that just doesn't get much better.
Sure would be nice if the beast biting into this apple made him, you know, a beast again. Lifting his curse was kind of a downgrade. And try as you might, movie, you can't make bobbing for apples look extreme. We jump back to reality as we find Mal having difficulty adjusting to being in the spotlight, now that she's King Ben's girlfriend. All the school is talking about the upcoming cotillion, like how every other school would be all abuzz about the prom. Mal reminisces about their old lives, but Evie is perfectly fine putting it behind her.
Read it fast, at lightning speed. Remember everything I need. I know Mal's secret to fitting in, and Ben wouldn't like it one bit. Haven't you guys had enough secrets between the two of you already? Evie, you remember what I was like before I started using my spellbook. I mean, I was a complete disaster. Well, personally, as your best friend, I strongly believe that this spellbook, it belongs in the museum along with my mirror.
Yes, casting a spell on yourself that can make you read faster is so problematic! And thus we're introduced to our first big what the f*** moment of this movie, the issue of Mal using magic, which is apparently
a major no-no.
We talked about this, Rob.
Yes. Yes, we did. Anyway, nobody seems to mind this statue of the beast that can magically change form, or this magical brook that you can make wishes in, but a spell that improves your reading? Blasphemy!
You don't ever miss running wild and just breaking all the rules? Like stealing and lying and fighting? Yeah. No. What? Why would we? Come here. Look at where we are. We're in Ordon. And we're Ordon girls now.
Here she is, enjoying a cozy
See, this is the land of opportunity. We can be whatever we want to be here. So please, let's just leave the past in the past, okay?
And that's when the daughter of Elsa comes twirling into frame, singing, "Let it go, let it go." Shut up, Ellie! Carlos is having trouble asking Jane to the cotillion, and between movies, she somehow became a social butterfly who knows a thing or two about hairstyling. Or is this all just a spell she cast on herself, since it's okay for her to practice magic, but not Mal?
I gotta disagree about Jane's character. After her major grounding, her mother gave her some responsibilities on campus, like organizing the cotillion. She encouraged her to become a cheerleader. I mean, that alone is going to broaden her social skills. Maybe with some girls who know a thing or two about hairstyling. Or maybe her mother allowed her that one magical concession and let her magic up a new hairstyle.
Gotta give the movie whatever little credit can be given to it, right? Evie, meanwhile, is making a mint off of being the school's premier fashion designer.
I've been doing the numbers.
Yeah?
And after we collect from all the girls for their gowns and Chad's cape.
Wow. No wonder people work. What am I going to do with all this money?
I think in the next few years, you could buy that castle you always wanted. That way you wouldn't need a prince.
You're right, I don't. Because I have you.
Ugh. Son of a bitch, that was adorable.
Ha!
We then joined Jay and Carlos in fencing class.
Not soon?
So they have masks, but no other protective gear? Makes sense. And I thought that fencing classes used fencing foils. What are these, toy cutlasses that you can buy at Disneyland? If these are supposed to be real swords, it seems like an easy way to lose an arm or something.
Get him, Jay!
Watch. This newcomer coming up against Jay is going to be a girl.
It's Lonnie!
It's Lonnie.
No, it's not.
What do you mean? She's right there.
I mean, no, it's not Lonnie. Was there anything in the last movie that gave us any indication that she would know anything about swordplay? Despite everyone being impressed by Lonnie's inexplicable skills, she still can't be on the team since she might get her girl cooties all over the place. Carlos enlists the magical aid of Mal to help him get over his nervousness of asking out Jane.
So, this thing will make me say what I really feel to Jane.
Yeah, I mean, this is a truth gummy, so take it or leave it.
Oh my god, they just introduced edibles in a Disney Channel movie!
Hold on, though. Are you sure that you want to be taking this? Because this is going to make you say the truth all the time, no matter what. And the only reason that I'm asking is because I know that if I took this right now, I would get myself sent back to the aisle. Which, it's not that that sounds super unappealing, but, you know.
Yeah?
But oh no, Carlos's little dog Dude eats it instead.
Man, that thing was nasty.
No! Stop making talking dog movies, please! I am begging you!
Now all we need is a monkey.
Stop giving them ideas!
What, you already have an Aladdin knockoff, why not a Boo?
Shut up! We hop the pond over to the island where Captain Hack Sparrow swaggers his way into Ursula's Fish and Chips, which is being run by Ursula's daughter, Uma. I get that a place like this might have a sword check if its main clientele is a bunch of pirates, but wouldn't there be someone to collect and keep an eye on them? Seems like anyone could just come up and take whatever they want. Or do these villains operate using the honor system?
Son of Hook, son of Gaston, and me, most of all, daughter of Ursula.
Uma's our big baddie for this movie, while Harry Hook, son of one of the most notorious pirate captains in the history of literature, is perfectly fine playing Uma's Mr. Smee. Why didn't they just make this character the son of Mr. Smee? Uma's sick of running this fish shop for her mother, who I guess spends her whole day watching Oprah or something, and she sings a song about how she's going to get revenge on Mal, her old childhood nemesis.
What's my name? What's my name? Say it louder. What's my name? What's my name?
Wonderful. Your mother named you after the Japanese word for horse.
No one's gonna stop us, so the world will be ours.
You're running a hand-me-down fish shop. You'll have to excuse me for not recoiling in horror right now.
Shut your clam!
Mom!
Seriously? You guys wrote down, "shut your clam," and you didn't think that it might sound a little weird when spoken out loud?
When I get my chance to rain down the evil on Auradon, I will take it. they're gonna forget that girl and remember the name
Sharifi!
The son of Gaston, ladies and gentlemen, reduced to a blithering sidekick. I'm sorry, but if you're being raised by this guy, you're going to be nothing less than the alpha's alpha. And for that matter, considering how Gaston was basically the town hero, what would he be doing here instead of in Auradon with the rest of the good guys? Nobody else in town knew of his villainous intentions, and even as far as the Beast was concerned, Gaston was nothing but a rival for Belle's affections. Nothing villainous about that. Or did the Beast decide that Gaston was a villain because he was trying to kill him? If that's the case, he probably would have thrown the entire town into the slum since they were all trying to kill him too. Do you see the problem with making the Beast responsible for this stupid premise?
Maybe the Beast took into consideration how Gaston also tried to lock up Belle and her father?
Maybe, except he wouldn't know about that.
Then how did he know about the crimes of Jafar, or Maleficent, or any of the other ones?
Exactly!
Oh, you're just mad that the Beauty and the Beast remake is canon.
Except that it's not. Also, Harry here has both hands perfectly intact. Then why does he have a hook? So that we know he's related to Captain Hook. I mean, it's not like we could be able to tell that by his dialogue or characterization or anything stupid like that. We jump to Ben and Mal having another one of their picnics together, and Mal breaks down after Ben chews her out for using magic to prepare all this food.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm not one of those pretty pink princesses, Ben. I'm not one of those ladies from the court. I'm a big fake, okay? I'm fake. This is fake. This is fake.
And it would have been just as fake if you colored your hair with dye instead of magic. Why is this a problem? Again, why are they making such a big deal over this? Help me out here, Raven. You know that I cannot cook, but if you come home to find that I prepared a spread like this, you'd be all kinds of impressed, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. You might not have made it, but the lengths that you obviously went through to get it all assembled would still be worthy of a, "Oh, thank you, baby, that's so sweet."
This whole anti-magic sentiment doesn't make any sense. Was Ben equally pissed off at his mom for trying to use the Beast's magic mirror to convince the townsfolk that he's not as bad as they thought he was?
This is who I really am.
Mal.
No.
Peanut butter and jelly is my favorite!
Mal grabs Maleficent's scent and rides back to the island. If you're expecting Maleficent to return now that she's back on her home turf, spoiler alert, that never happens. Mal taking her along for the ride is absolutely meaningless. Wait, why would they put a poster for the cotillion way out here? Must have been hung up by the Irony Fairy. Back on the mainland, Evie tells Ben that Mal's on the island.
This is my fault. This is my fault. I blew it. She'd been under so much pressure lately, and instead of being understanding, I just went all beast on her.
Really? That's what you consider going beast on her? Let's compare the original to the Prodigy, shall we?
Do you realize what you could have done?
Stop!
Get out!
No!
Get out!
Peanut butter and jelly is my favorite!
Oh yeah, so going beast. Ben enlists Evie's help to get Mal back, then we jump back to Mal making her way to Lady Tremaine's curl up and die. I can appreciate the pun, but that's a little violent for her, isn't it? Wait a minute. This other sign is for Hades Souvlaki? Hades? As in god of the underworld Hades? These villains have Hades on their side? I'm sorry, but what kind of magic did the Beast suddenly come into possession of, which is more powerful than the might of the gods?
The power of love?
Oh, shut up. Oh yeah, I totally believe that Lady Frickin' Tremaine would set up a shithole like this. Or is this just what it would look like without Cinderella to clean it up? And what's with all the broken mirrors? Seems a bit detrimental to this being a beauty parlor and all, doesn't it? Not that it really matters, since Disney's various villains wouldn't be caught dead in this Technicolor vomit. Anyway, Mal catches up with her old girlfriend Dizzy, who is Lady Tremaine's granddaughter and the head artistic talent of this dump. Mal asks her to make her look like her again, and I don't really care. I'm just too busy admiring this oil painting of Lucifer. This single image is the most in-character thing either of these movies have ever done. This isn't a rendering of a cat. You can immediately tell that it's Lucifer. And look, they even made sure to paint him in the foyer of their original chateau. This image is just so nice. Honey, can we just look at this painting for the rest of the movie?
No, we can't.
Actually, now that I think about it, what is this painting of Lucifer doing here? Apparently they hold it with such high regard that they cannot allow any kind of paint splatter to touch it, and this place is an unholy mess. It's going to get messed up at some point, and they immediately have to drop what they're doing just to clean it up. If this painting of dear, sweet Rucifer is so important, why wouldn't it be upstairs in Lady Tremaine's apartment or something? Dizzy proceeds to remalify Mal, which includes washing out her magic blonde coloring, since that's how that works. And Ben and the not-villains sneak into the island by way of bright, shiny bridge and royal limo. Yep, that looks stealthy. Ben sticks out like a royal sore thumb, so the Descendants have this to say on the matter.
You need to drag your feet. You need to nod your head. You need to lean back. Slip through the cracks.
You're supposed to be showing him how to be inconspicuous. Why are you having a musical number?
'Cause they're rotten to the core.
Ah! He bumps into Dork the Daring here, who somehow recognizes him, but not enough to actually do something about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Gaston would be training his son to hunt for this target in particular. Come home, Mal. Oh, I am home. We're just too different. Blah, blah, blah. Ben gets kidnapped by Harry the second his back is turned. Thanks for that pointless song from which he learned nothing, apparently. Uma tells Mal that she'll give him back if they can get the fairy godmother's wand for her. You can't escape with the magic wand because magic doesn't work here, you idiot! And the kids figure they can trick her with a fake wand.
Carlos, Jay, you guys meet us at Pirates Bay no later than noon. And you guys, losing, not an option. Because we're rotten. To the core.
Ugh, can we please just forget the whole rotten to the core thing? It's nothing but a lie, and you frickin' know it. They go back to Dizzy so they can whip up some smoke bombs to help them escape, and Dizzy is even more fangirly with Evie than she is with Mal.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
It would make me so happy to know that you were wearing something of mine in Oridon. Almost like me being there myself.
I really wish I could take you with me.
At least one of us had our dream come true, right?
Oh, I love Dizzy. I want to adopt her.
Oh, you want to adopt everyone.
What's wrong with that?
And because these evil villainesses who insist that they're rotten to the core are also in touch with their feelings, we get another pop song about how much they're gonna miss each other because Mal just doesn't belong in their world. Why does every pop song have to start by sounding like a dying sneeze? Carlos and Jay, meanwhile, just pulled this wand out of their asses thanks to the magic of this thing that's supposed to be a 3D printer, but they're intercepted by Lonnie.
I'm coming with you guys. You're going to the aisle to rescue Ben. Look, it's either you take me or I'm gonna have to tell Fairy Godmother.
Yes, now that you have Lonnie at your side, you can't lose. Sure's a good thing that we have her instead of, I don't know, the Royal Army? The king has just been captured! Why aren't you going to the army to storm the bejesus out of this island, you idiots? Speaking of the king, he immediately gets smacked with a serious case of Stockholm Syndrome and offers to take Uma off the island too.
You're a leader, Uma. So am I. Come to Oridon and be part of the solution.
Me? Part of your solution.
I think you mean part of your world. Of course, she turns down his offer, despite it being exactly what she wants, because she don't need no man. Yeah, exactly how are you going to get back to the mainland without just escalating things? Unless you want to go to war with the kingdoms, this is a really stupid idea. It's appropriately evil, I'll give you that, but it's still a really stupid idea.
Let's see what this puppy can do.
Yes, that puppy which was smashed, as I recall. I'm sorry, but can someone explain to me when all these people were plucked out of their respective movies and plopped into this one? Carlos and Jay get back to the island, as does Dude, despite them telling him to stay.
I told you to stay.
I flunked obedience class.
And you somehow aced sneaking into Trunks' class? They leave Dude out to follow them instead of just leaving him in the car, and they make it to Harry's pirate ship. Wait a minute, what's that? Monstro's Basking Buffet? Seriously, Beast? You went through the trouble of sticking Monstro the whale into this little concentration camp of yours? He's not a villain, he's just an animal, and an ungodly huge animal at that. He's gonna eat everyone here! But then again, since he is just an animal, he couldn't actually set up a fish shop like Ursula could he? What, did the Beast throw Pinocchio in here because he thought he was a sin against nature?
Welcome!
Finally!
Epic rock battle of history! Uma versus begin!
Let's get this party started. I swear I'm cold-hearted. There's no negotiation. I'm not here for debating. You need some motivation? Just look at Ben's face. Then ask yourself how long you think I'll remain patient. I'll throw him overboard and let him swim with killer sharks. You either hands over the wands or he'll be ripped apart.
Let's all just be smart. Although for you that must be hard. You'll get your wand. No one has to come to any harm. Don't try to intimidate. Your bark is much worse than your bite. Who's the baddest of them all? I guess we're finding out tonight.
Who won? Who's next? You decide!
And that pocket watch that Harry's carrying around? How brain dead does a writer have to be to not think about making it the alarm clock that was swallowed by the now gutted crocodile? Hook Jr. did what his daddy could not. After this stupid little song is done sucking out whatever tension might be wrought from this hostage negotiation, Uma wants to make sure that the magic wand works. Luckily, Dude just happens to have followed them, who saw that coming, and they bullshit their way into giving an effective demonstration by making him talk. This would be kind of clever if not for the fact that even a legitimate magic wand wouldn't work here anyway, so yeah, this is all just a waste of time. Uma soon discovers that the wand doesn't work. Wow, imagine that. And they start fighting.
Here, take mine.
Amazeballs!
Thank you for that very important commentary, Dude. And sure, it makes sense that Jay, Carlos, and Lonnie would be able to hold their own against these pirates, but Evie and Mal? Sorry, you girls are chum. By the way, Uma's got quite the collection of hair extensions, doesn't she? If you put two women together in a fight, isn't the hair one of the first things they go for? Okay, so they're not doing a traditional cat fight, but I'm just saying, Uma has a lot of which someone could take advantage.
Maybe Mal wants to fight with a little integrity.
Bullshit! She walked away from Oridon because she still insists that she's rotten to the core.
No, she walked away from Oridon because she thought she was bad for Ben and that his people would never accept her.
Right. Because she thinks she's a bad guy. If you're a bad guy, own it! Be bad! Fight dirty! This is the Suicide Squad all over again. I am so sick of bad guys who think that they're the worst things in the world and then do nothing bad! Oh yeah, Harry's got to put everything on hold so we can go after his hook. Which he has because he's paying tribute to his father? Why are we supposed to believe that this swishy douche noodle would do something like this? All we needed was one little scene where he and Ursula are talking about their plans or something, and he suddenly panics as his hook goes missing, then goes on like nothing happened once he found it again. Is this really so hard to do? It's not like they're opposed to padding. Hiya! I'm the son of Captain Hook! Hiya!
I have had no issue with the casting of Harry here. But they really need to take him in a different direction. Hiya?
They decide that the fight's not fun anymore and just walk away.
What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? Say it now.
Not exactly sure how you come out on top of this one, Uma. This isn't the kind of thing you say when you clearly lose.
Truly. After Mal saves Ben and escapes with her friends, it should have been her who throws that song back in Uma's face. What's my name?
So they drive back to the mainland, but things are still tense between Mal and Ben because...
I mean, at least I got to see the Isle. They're my people, too. Uma helped me see that.
Bullcrap! You've been of the opinion that these people don't deserve to be on the island ever since the first scene of the first movie. You set up a system wherein a few people from the island could be given a trial period where they attempt to live good, normal lives in mainstream society, and if they become responsible members of the community, the door was only going to become more open to more people. Whatever point Uma was trying to make about living in this place was completely obliterated when she kidnapped you and held you for ransom, and she rejected the same damn offer that you made to the rest of these descendants in favor of taking what she wanted by force. She is not a good person! She deserves to be here! Yes, good on you for wanting to temper justice with compassion, but as the king, you should have been taught that not everyone is deserving of compassion, i.e., this bitch right here! So they get back to school, and they pause so they can again talk about their feelings. Because they're rotten to the core, remember?
I'm a mess. I'm such a mess. I mean, 6 months ago, I was, stealing candy from babies, and now everybody wants me to be this lady of the court, and I have no idea how to keep up the act, especially without my spellbook.
Mal, if Ben doesn't love the real you, then he's not the one.
You're the bad guy! You love being the bad guy! Why are you having problems with a good guy having difficulty maintaining a relationship with a bad guy?
Because they're not actually bad guys.
Then maybe they should stop singing about how bad they are!
Let's bring it in. Y'all know I come from the Isle, right? Things are pretty whack.
Feel free to correct me on this one, but I'm pretty sure nobody's said whack since 2005.
But there is one thing the Isle's got an order on. If you're strong, I want you by our side, girl or boy.
Hey, Jay, hold on here. We don't break the rules here in Ordon. That's over on the Isle.
Yeah, don't bother talking about why those rules are in place. Just keep saying, no girls allowed, because it's a handy little shorthand for us to understand that you're kind of a dick. But it's okay, because she's now the team captain, and suddenly I'm wondering who the hell Jay is that he can bring anybody off the street and say, this person's the captain now, and have it stick.
Fine.
Give me 10. Come on, guys.
Okay, good on you, Lonnie, for finally making it onto the team, but do all captains wear uniforms that are laced with traditional Chinese garb?
They're celebrating diversity and stuff.
And that's fine. Except that's not how uniforms work.
She's proud of her Chinese heritage.
She can be that, but that's not how uniforms work.
Shut up and watch the movie.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah?
Wait until I tell my mom.
Oh yeah, she'll be thrilled about how you got to where you are because a man got you there. Meanwhile, Doug thinks that Evie has been sneaking around behind his back.
Are you seeing someone else? Are you?
No.
Is it Happy's son? Because let me tell you, he is not as happy as his dad. Kind of a dark streak, in fact.
Good job, dopey boy. Happy Jr. has become exponentially hotter in Evie's eyes. He looks like he's happy, but he has a dark streak? I can fix him!
Evie likes Doug. They're a thing because he's a nice guy, and you just can't accept it.
First of all, I can accept plenty of relationships wherein the girl likes the nice guy more than my own personal observations would suggest. Secondly, Evie is a bad guy. I am inclined to think that she would have a more natural leaning towards her fellow bad guys.
Yeah, like how an adult entertainer probably wouldn't go for a guy who reviews kids' movies.
And how often do I joke about how unlikely a couple we are?
Shut up.
Doug, Ben was captured on the Isle. We rescued Ben and saved Oradon.
So you're not seeing Happy's son or anyone else?
Don't be dopey.
On the one hand, I'm still saying no way, but on the other hand, that was adorable.
And again I say, ha!
On the other hand, I'm disgusted at having twice used the word adorable in reference to the daughter of the evil queen.
Let's do this.
No! You're dragging the dresses on the floor!
Ha ha! You're defending something girly.
Kill me now.
Meanwhile, Carlos finally nuts up and asks Jane to the cotillion.
Would you go to cotillion with me? And if you don't absolutely hate me by the end of it, would you consider maybe being more than friends? Maybe?
Like boyfriend and girlfriend, we can hold hands instead of slugging each other all the time, and we can text, and I can tell you how great you are because, Carlos, you're really, really great, and I'm the luckiest girl in the world. You're so nice and cute.
Me too. I am the luckiest girl. I mean, guy.
Oh dear, she has already planned their wedding.
Wedding nothing. She's already named their children.
It's also worth pointing out that at the beginning of the scene, Jane was talking to one of her girlfriends on her cell phone. Does Ben berate her for not talking to them via carrier pigeon? Then we find Prince Chad printing out a new crown for himself with Carlos's 3D printer. It even has velvet lining, because that's how 3D printers work, right?
Who could be calling me?
Audrey!
Chad, this is my room, Chad. What?
Audrey? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, oh, well, that's wonderful news. She got a flat tire in Sherwood Forest, and she wants me to go fix it.
That's 6 hours away.
Yeah, and in the time it'll take you to get to Sherwood Forest to help her, she'll have already been rescued by Robin Hood, who probably shot out her tire himself, just so he can, rob from the rich, if you get my meaning.
Oh my god, is Robin Hood gonna be a fox?
Ooh, I hope not. I mean, I love Disney's take on Robin Hood, but if he were in this movie, where it's full of humans, that would be 31 flavors of weird. By the way, Prince Chode here has been sneaking into Carlos's dorm room to use his printer throughout the entire movie, and we're led to assume that he has some nefarious plan in mind. Maybe something like he's trying to take over the kingdom by crowning himself king, but no. For all the times we find him in here, apparently everything was building up to this stupid little joke. He even says at the very beginning that he has a printer of his own, so what the hell is he doing in here in the first place? After the movie teases us with a little fade to black, giving the impression that it's going to show a little mercy by rolling the credits early, we fade back to the cotillion at last.
Put your hands up in the air. All the fellas in the place. Put your hands up in the air. Let me see you put it
Evie, you look beautiful!
Thank you so much.
Did you design the barrette?
Beautiful, isn't it? No, it's not my creation. Many of the hair accessories this evening are by a fabulous new designer, Disney of the Isle.
That's me! I made that! Knock it off!
Sorry, Granny.
1. They couldn't get Suzanne Blakesley to voice Lady Tremaine. That's who they get every other time they need someone to fill in for Eleanor Audley. 2. Knock it off? If Lady Tremaine is telling anyone to shut up, it's going to be
silence.
Or
Hold your tongue.
3. Sorry, Granny? Lady Tremaine is strictly a grandmama. Wow. Okay, this may sound weird coming from an Oppo suit enthusiast, but good lordy, you need to get yourself a real suit, sir.
And I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be defending these movies, but that dress is just hideous. It looks really old-fashioned and, okay, on its own, that's not terrible. But is she wearing her headband around her waist? Is she trying to dress herself down so she'll make Carlos feel better about how he's dressed?
She really wants his puppies.
I guess.
I don't know, maybe Evie dressed him up like this as a joke. That's how you show how bad a girl she is. Jane introduces her mother to her date, and I'm seriously surprised, and kind of relieved, That date is the word she chose for Carlos instead of fiancé.
Bibbidi-bobbidi!
I think you mean bibbidi-bobbidi bullshit. Even if you're trying to put on as good a face as possible about how these kids from the other side of the tracks deserve a chance, that's still your little girl. She needs to be protected from all the bad things in the world. You are not okay with this. And what if she's still on the emotionally fragile side? If she gets her little heart broken by this guy who, as far as Mama knows, is just gonna love her and leave her? People will die.
The future Lady Mal.
Future Lady Mal? I don't know what you would call someone who's on the docket to be a member of the royal court but isn't there just yet, but that sounds awkward. So Mal makes a grand entrance and... Oh my god! Okay. I get that yellow and blue are the colors of the kingdom, but what the hell is this? Is she dressed as her superhero and alter ego, warrior princess woman? Did she get lost in a party city? This is just ridiculous!
You work it good.
Don't ever say that again. Ben makes his entrance, along with his new date, Uma. And because Mal was raised by a woman who is all about treachery, deceit, and revenge, she just stands there and takes this humiliation instead of immediately coming to the painfully obvious conclusion that the daughter of a witch has cast a spell on him. You're an idiot, Mal. And now they're playing Kiss the Girl? Really? It isn't until Ben orders the removal of the barrier around the island that Mal finally puts two and two together.
Bring down the barrier.
I most certainly will not.
I am your king!
Obey him!
Ben's been spelled.
No shit! You mean the angry, spiteful daughter of the witch who is infamous for spelling people has put someone whose power she can use and exploit under a spell? What an unforeseen turn of events! I'm sorry, but Dark Helmet is absolutely right.
Evil will always triumph, because good is dumb.
Uma found your spellbook.
Meaning that Uma couldn't spell Ben by her own means? I take it back. Evil's dumb too. Mal finally drops the L-bomb, breaking Ben from his spell, and Uma makes a break for it.
No! Stop! Please, stop!
Uma, I know you. You are so much more than just a villain.
Oh, shut up! This girl kidnapped your man, attempted to kill him, attempted to kill you, brainwashed him, and wanted to usurp his kingdom. Who is this girl? She is a power-hungry bitch who's willing to do whatever it takes to get what she wants. If you do know her, it should be because you're as much of a bad guy as she is. But no, since you're just a poor, misunderstood soul who really wants to be good, you don't know her. This is like Darth Vader convincing the Emperor that he's actually an okay guy.
You have paid the price for your lack of vision.
No, wait. You mustn't do this. There is good in you, my master.
Seriously?
And that "you are so much more" thing was not her line. She should have said, "Let the bitch jump, she'll make it back home." Or maybe she won't. Who knows? And then Ben says, "Wait, Uma, you're so much better than that." Mal is touched by Ben's quickness to forgive, and she forgives Uma her past transgressions, then convinces Ben to open up the school to all the kids on the island, which is how we get Dizzy here.
But no, that doesn't happen. Instead, she just turns into a big octopus, why not?
The world will know my name!
And to be fair, this does look better than Calypso in Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
And why did she need Mal's spellbook if she could always do magic like this?
Because. Mal transforms into a dragon. She and Uma just kind of make the first move bitch at each other for a minute. But then Ben gets an idea.
isn't the answer!
Oh my god, that was your plan?
That did not require a roar and a heroic dive. You could have said that from the boat.
Uma! I know you want what is best for the Isle. Help me make a difference.
Oh my god. He shamed her into submission? We have a dragon fighting a giant squid woman, and it's ended by some schmuck waving his finger at her and saying, "You shouldn't do that? Kiss my ass, movie!"
I'm sorry, wasn't this movie supposed to be about female empowerment?
It was, but it took a man to intervene and good-splain it to them. So, hooray, happy ending, I love you, big dance number, yada yada yada. But because this movie loves insulting your intelligence, get a load of this mid-credit teaser for the next movie.
What? You didn't think this was the end of the story. Did you?
You ran away with your tentacles between your legs because the king made you feel bad. Yes, this is the end of the story! My god, this was just abhorrent. It's got all the same problems as the first movie, but it's even worse. Mal is a drama queen, Ben is even dumber than before, and the real villains are just a waste of space. Why shame the use of magic for making your life easier when they have technology for the exact same purpose? Why make a character like Uma, who has the potential to be a true badass in the annals of Disney villainy, just to make her run away crying? As terribly executed as Maleficent was, at least they tried to make her a legitimate bad guy. And Harry Hook? No. Just no. On the plus side, I am excited to see the third Descendants movie, just so we can finally be done with this mess.
Maybe the next one will be better?
Oh yeah, because when the first two movies suck, of course they'll finally hit their stride on the third one, right? See you later.
Could use a bit of misbehavior. Happily ever after with a little flavor. Bad to the bone with even worse intentions. We're gonna steal the show and leave them all defenseless.
A fairy tale can be overrated. So raise your voices and let's get it activated. Long live, having some fun. We take what we want. There's so many ways to be wicked. With us, evil lives on the right side of wrong. There's so many ways to be wicked. Apple, dip, dip. Wanna try it? Tick, tick. Take a bite. Come on, be bold. Change the way the story's told. Listen, the dark is finally getting your attention. We're wicked Bible book and class is back in session.
You like it, steal it, gotta beat 'em to the treasure. A rite of passage that just doesn't get much better.
Long live, having some fun. We take what we want. There's so many ways to be wicked. Always knows best. Show her, plus every time.
Hear her voice in my head. Evil is the only real way to win.
We got all the ways to be. W-I-C-K-E-D. We got all the ways to be. So many ways to be wicked.
Subscribe, like, follow, comment.